All right, today we're going to talk about one of the biggest and frankly most ridiculous problems hiding right under our noses. I'm talking about the incredible amount of waste in the U.S. healthcare system. We're looking at a $1.5 trillion problem here. And believe it or not, the fix might be a whole lot simpler than you'd ever guess.
So to really wrap your head around this, I want you to think about one number. Just one. 9 billion.
That's how many faxes get sent inside the U.S. healthcare system every single year. Yeah, you heard me right. Faxes. We're talking about 2025 here. I mean, it's the perfect, almost comical symbol for a system that's just completely stuck in the past, literally burning cash on paperwork that should take seconds. Just let that sink in for a second. When you find out that we spend as much money on billing and paperwork as we do on fighting cancer, one of the deadliest diseases out there, that's when you really start to get just how massive this problem is. It's just staggering.
But look, this isn't just about dollars and cents or funny stats about fax machines. This broken system has a real and often painful human cost. It's created this impossible maze of paperwork that hits people when they are at their absolute most vulnerable.
So let me tell you about a guy named George. He's a 78-year-old Navy vet, and he's got congestive heart failure. Now, he has 4 different kinds of coverage: VA, Medicare, Medicaid, and TRICARE. You'd think, wow, this guy must be set. He's totally covered. Well, that's exactly where the nightmare starts. So his doctor says he needs a life-saving defibrillator. Simple enough, right? Wrong. His care team had to send out 4 separate prior authorization requests, one to each of his 4 different insurance systems. And what did they get back? 3 conflicting answers. The whole thing ate up 27 hours of staff time. And while they were all waiting, George collapsed. It was nearly fatal. The result? A trip to the emergency room and a bill for $186,000. And the worst part? This kind of thing isn't some rare fluke. It's what happens every day because the system is so completely disconnected. So why? Why does this even happen? Well, it's because we've basically built 2 completely separate healthcare systems that run side by side. On the one hand, you have the clinical side. 96% of doctors and hospitals use modern electronic health records, which is great. But then you have the administrative side, the billing, the authorizations, all that stuff. And that side is stuck using tech from the 1980s, with dozens of different web portals that don't talk to each other. It's like these 2 systems are speaking completely different languages. They just can't communicate. Okay, but what if there was a way to finally build a bridge between these 2 worlds? Well, there is, and the solution is actually kind of brilliant, and it's inspired by a totally different industry that figured this exact same problem out decades ago. I'm talking about banking. The answer is to build the one piece of infrastructure that healthcare has been missing all along: a smart health hub. The easiest way to think about it is like a neutral 3-way connector, a central hub. It doesn't actually store any of the data. It just creates the pipes, the connections that let doctors, insurance companies, and most importantly, patients all talk to each other in real time, instantly and securely. But okay, you might be thinking, how on earth do you get competing hospitals and insurance companies to agree to use the same network? Well, you do what Visa did. So way back in the 1950s, Bank of America had this new thing called a credit card. Cool idea, but no other bank wanted to help their biggest competitor. The network stalled. The real breakthrough happened when they spun the whole thing off into its own neutral, independent company that was governed by all the member banks. That move right there, it built trust. And that trusted neutral system is what became the $15 trillion global network we all know today as Visa. And that's exactly how we can solve the trust problem in healthcare. You create a neutral entity, like a public benefit corporation, so no single company can buy it or control it. You line up everyone's incentives with a tiny little fee on transactions, so everyone saves money by being more efficient. And you create a single connection, a single on-ramp, so a doctor's office just has to plug in once to reach every single insurance company, just like that. And maybe the best part of all, it finally puts you, the patient, right in the middle of it all, with the ability to see all your coverage, your care, and your costs in one simple place.
Okay, so this all sounds good in theory, right? But what would this actually look like in the real world? Well, let's take a look at California, because they have a huge opportunity to turn this idea into some very, very real savings.
Check this out. This is the total amount of administrative waste that could just disappear from California's healthcare system every year. We're talking $34.8 billion. And if they put a shared digital system like this in place, the state of California itself could save a huge piece of that pie. I mean, even the conservative estimates say the state could save between $4 and $6 billion a year in its budget. And let's be super clear. That's money saved without cutting care for anyone. It's just pure, simple efficiency. And it's not just the state that benefits. The savings get spread around. Doctors and hospitals, they save anywhere from $3 to almost $6 on every single claim they process. The insurance companies, they save money too. See, when everyone gets a piece of the savings, everyone has a really good reason to get on board. It's a classic win-win.
But at the end of the day, this is about so much more than just saving money. This is really about changing healthcare from a system that runs on paperwork to a system that actually works for people.
Think about it. For doctors, it means getting an okay for a procedure in seconds instead of weeks. It means getting paid in 3 days, not 90. For you and me, the patients, it means no more of those awful surprise bills. For small, rural hospitals that are just barely hanging on, this kind of efficiency could literally be the thing that keeps their doors open. It just makes the whole system better for everybody.
You know, when you peel back all the layers, the tech talk, the billions of dollars, the goal here is actually really, really simple. It's just about making it easier for everyone to get and stay healthy.
So, here's where we are. The technology to fix this already exists. The blueprint for building a network everyone can trust. It's been done. The chance to save billions of dollars and, way more importantly, to make sure stories like George's don't happen again, it's right there, right in front of us. So the question really isn't how anymore. The real question is when.